Welcome back to another episode. I wanted to do that one time. Welcome back to another episode of the Pen and Podcast. This is episode 25, but a quarter of the way to 100.
What?
There we go. Episode 25, which is really like 24.5 because we're doing a continuation from our last episode. It is going to be talking about the art in video games and what inspires it. Part 2, looking at just different video games, pretty much. That's the only like difference we're going to talk about, and like the intro. But always joining me, co-host Schmedward. How we doing?
What's up? I'm doing pretty good. What did I do today? I woke up, went to work. It was very slow because it's like fucking 3 degrees in Colorado right now. Yeah, that was awesome. And then came home, cleaned my nasty knee sleeves that I squat with because they get really gross, and I washed them. See what else? Did a little laundry, got my hair cut.
I noticed that.
And
I like it. I can say that now. You see our faces.
Yeah, that's true. You can see it now.
I can see it now.
Yeah. It could be horrible, and then you could just say you still like it anyway. Yeah, so haircut, all that stuff, and then that's it. Ate some pork ribs for dinner. I baked them.
Okay.
Pretty good.
How's the week? The week been?
Let's see, the week. Relatively uneventful. Oh, I got some new art.
New art?
I go to I go to the thrift once a week because otherwise I'd spend way too much money. But you remember those 2 I showed you last week, like not this one above me. Not this one.
Not that one.
But the other 2 that I showed you, like the photos.
Yes. The photos, yeah.
So I found a matching one, which is that one right there.
Oh.
So I now have a third one in the set, but our viewers really can't see because it's too dark. But they're basically photos of various places in Europe. So yeah, I found a third one of the same set, and yeah, so I did that. What else?
Dude, your future house is gonna have like baller art. It's gonna have like dope art just all around.
I hope so, man. That would be awesome.
It's gonna be like a museum, like art gallery.
That would be really cool. That would be exciting. Yeah, I need like a bunch of like canvases everywhere, and then like cool gothic metal things, and that would be awesome because my future house is going to look like this desk. So it's a work in progress. Like I got my lanterns down. Wait, other side over there. Those look cool, and I got other stuff, but like yeah, it's gonna be awesome when it's all done. So yeah, I bought some art and bought a T-shirt today of a band that I saw on Halloween for pretty cheap because they're a smaller band. Shout out Vision Video. If anybody likes goth rock,
all right,
listen to them.
The low key, that shirt you have on now, I like that shirt.
Hollister.
What?
Yeah, I know.
I didn't expect that.
Yeah, I didn't either. When I found this, I was like, "Holy shit!"
It's like the collar's like black trimmed, huh?
Yeah, it's like black tie dye, and then this is black, and then on here is like this.
Dude, that's a sick shirt. How much was it?
I don't know. I bought it I probably bought it.
Oh, you bought it a while ago?
Yeah, I bought it in like 2021, like March maybe. It was a long time ago.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's like one of the further additions of my all black closet.
Your collection. Good
shit. So how are you? What have you been doing?
I'm good. I have like some like exciting news about like the my college situation. Okay. And so like I talked with like an advisor with the digital media and sciences, I want to say. I always like mess it up. I think it's like digital arts and sciences, whatever. with the University of Florida Online, and the credits I have will transfer over. Right? That's he looked like. I don't have like direct confirmation. He's like, yeah, from what I'm looking at, those should be able to transfer over because like they don't all like 100% will transfer over because you can do that with like transferology.com. You like just put the courses you took at a certain school and see like which schools have a 100% match. And the only one that came up for me was Northern Arizona University, and I'm not gonna fucking going there.
You don't want to go there.
No, I'm not fucking going there. So Florida was like 40% match. So I was like, fuck. But I talked to the advisor. I showed him like all the classes I had. He's like, those should be able to transfer. You're good on that part. I was like, so the only thing I have to worry about is building a portfolio.
What does that mean?
What does that mean? Yes. Let me. Oh, the stream pause. You can't see me real quick. I'm gonna pull that up because I have to have 10 examples of portfolio. Fuck me. Digital. Oh my god. I hate Google right now.
Oh my god.
University of Florida. Not South Florida. Oh my fucking god, bro. I hate this. Portfolio requirements. Thank God.
Hold up. I'm gonna close my closet door because it's bothering me.
All right, so you can still hear me, right?
Yeah.
All right, so I need. Let me sure the stream's okay. Oh yeah, the stream's good. All right, not the stream, but like the recording. So I need to have 10 examples of your original work across multiple categories, a 500-word essay prompt, a brief personal video, and a resume/CV. The last three are like easy. There's fine. This is just to get into their like bachelor's program because I'm a transfer student. I'm an upper division transfer student.
Yeah. Okay.
So 10 examples of my work include up across 3 categories, which are digital design, time-based media, and interactive media and programming.
What is a time-based media?
I will go into the examples of all of those. So, digital design includes digital illustrations, game assets, character design, 3D modeling and textures, photography, and graphic design. Time-based media includes 2D or 3D animation, video production, motion graphics, audio. And then interactive media and programming includes video game design and development, web-based / mobile app design and development, and UI/UX, which is like user interface and stuff.
Wow. All right. Well, I think video creation is your route for sure.
Oh yeah, no, definitely can. Yeah, I can absolutely get like the time. So I need to have like 10 examples. Like, I'm trying to fix this.
Yeah, dude, you can make 10 baller videos and do that as your submission. That'd be awesome.
I could. Unfortunately, I can't do that because it needs to be like 10 examples from like across all 3 of those categories. So what I'm thinking, if it gets down to the wire, like my initial plan is 4 time-based media and then 3 of the other ones. But if it gets down to the wire, I can easily do like 6, 2, and 2. But yeah, so like I tried to download Unity, not Unity, the Unreal Engine from like Epic Game Store. I need like 50 gigs for that, so I'm waiting for my PC to come in to like start to do that. Because there's like a whole like 5-hour long YouTube video on like a beginner course in Unreal Engine. So I'm gonna 5 hours. I know I'm gonna do that. Submit something of that nature. Like it's an original. I have to like change it up so it's where it's my original work. Like I can do stuff with that. But like, I guess like because the game assets are free, but like that's also part of like the digital media. Like I'm gonna learn how to like. I gotta learn quickly, like do something to make a game assets. The only thing I'm gonna have really trouble with is like that last part, the interactive media and programming. So like, dude, I tried to like, I took a C++, I think, not C++, but a programming course back in spring of 2020, and we all know what happened then. I was doing good in that class up until we had to go home, and you know what I did? I did not, let's just say, and I want to admit this on here, but it was I got the A without much effort.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah. So, and I'm kind of regretting that now because, you know, I would like to have that knowledge if I want to go down this route. And so, dude, I tried to follow this one guy's like how to make a game with C++, like every like step tutorial. He's like it should help if you have knowledge with C++. I'm like, fuck, well, I don't have that much knowledge. I was following what he was doing. I was like, I don't know what any of the stuff he's typing means. So I was like, skip that, go somewhere else, because that's not gonna have it. So, but the other two, like video production, I already have like, I'm gonna have like 2 examples. I have to like see what they mean. Like, do they mean like submit a whole like ass video or a snippet from that video thing? Because like, I mean, I made a video from like my work, and like I'm gonna see if I can use that.
Oh, that's true. I remember that. Yeah,
and I'm making another one that should like be done before. So the deadline is May 31st.
Oh, you got time.
I got time.
Good.
But I don't want to procrastinate. I'm not doing this. Like, if I don't get in, like this time, I gotta wait a whole another year. So like, screw that. That's gonna go. It's gonna be a huge gut punch if I don't get that. Oof. Yeah. But the top one, digital design, that should be fine. I cannot, like, I don't think of myself as like a good drawer, like at all. Like, I just can't. You know, those people that just draw, like we're going to talk about concept art. Those people that draw the concept art, like, I wish I could draw stuff like that. I just don't have, like,
it takes a long time.
It takes a long time. I know it does. Like, I don't have that time.
Yeah.
It's like maybe something like game assets, 3D modeling and textures. I mean, there's a free program called Blender that you could use for like the 3D modeling and textures part. So like, maybe I can do that. Something with photography. I mean, that's not hard. I have GIMP. That's a free source. It's just like Photoshop. So something, the thumbnails I make are that's technically graphic design, but it's very not good. It's very low effort. So yeah, that's what's going on. That was like the big thing for me this week.
That's good. That's progress, though. It's
progress.
So you have a window to the future.
Window to the future. I have something to do now, like to work towards. So that's good. And let's see, what else did I do this week? That was kind of like the big main thing. But if I think of anything else, I'll jump. I try to sell some of my, like, I'm trying to like downsize. I'm pretty sure I mentioned this previous episodes. I'm trying to downsize all the shit in my room here. And so like I have a bunch of books I wanted to get rid of, like a bunch of Star Wars books and other stuff like that. I took the whole bag, like a whole bag. It was a bunch. It was a lot of Star Wars books. Like half of it were Star Wars books. The other half are like miscellaneous. Like there's like 3 textbooks that were required, like books that I needed to have. And I took it to Zia Records. They didn't take, like, they took like half of the books that they were like, and they were gonna offer me $10 store credit. $10.
That's funny.
So I said, nah, I'm taking it home. I just put it on eBay, bro. Oh, that's another thing. You know those Star Wars miniatures I had? Yeah. I just put those on eBay. I sold them for $200.
Okay.
Yeah. I definitely could have gotten more. It was a bid, and the starting bid was $200.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but. Yeah, dude, that game is fun, but like, I was being realistic. Like, they've been sitting for 2+ years. Curtis and Dito and I would play it, like, but that was before, and we just don't have enough time now. It's a fun game, man. I would love to play that game. But I tried to search around my like the areas, like, is there any Star Wars miniatures, like fan clubs or whatever? Like, nah, there's not. Yeah, it's an old discontinued game. It's not relevant anymore. Pieces are hard to come by because they're expensive and they're out of print.
Yeah.
So yep, I listed all
those.
Well,
at least you got something.
Yeah, I got something for those. Hoping like these books sell. Like but do you read books a lot?
No.
Okay, well then never mind. But yeah, today I just went over to my girlfriend's dad's house. Just hung out, ate their food, make baller food, make good food all the time. Then we watched the game. The fucking who's going to Super Bowl? So the Eagles fucking curb stomped what's their face 49ers, and then the Eagles. No, that was the Eagles, and then the Chiefs beat the Bengals. I did not want the Chiefs to go to the Super Bowl. I didn't fucking not want that, but
they've gone like a million times.
I know they're like the team now, but I just want the Eagles to win. I just want them to win now. Yeah,
it was so sad. I watched the end of that game, the Chiefs one, and that guy. Did you see the guy in the stands, or like what did he do? He got a penalty and they got a 15-yard like reduction. And then they made a field goal and he was just sitting on the bench and he was fucking crying his eyes out. Oh my god, it's so sad.
Damn. Oh, yeah, because they were
so bad for
that was one win away from the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm. So he probably feels like the whole thing is his fault. He's just like bawling and the camera kept going to him too.
Yeah,
he's like
showing that camera guy, dude. Yeah, what a piece of shit.
It was sad. I was like, god, what a horrible feeling. Yeah. You just like. That's like I always thought, like when I watched the end of the World Cup, that those goalies, man, just one miss save, you'd be so upset, just like crying your eyes out. Like,
dude, yeah, sports are hard. Like when it comes down to the wire and you don't make that shot. Like, I'm pretty sure it's happened to me a couple times, but man, dude, it sucks. Like you're just 1 point away and you just fucking miss. Yeah, you can miss like a wide open shot. It is awfully sad. Yeah, but let's go into what we're playing real quick. It's a long intro. Eddie, I've been waiting to hear this. Eddie sent me a Snapchat of the teacher Persona 4 Golden. And at least all schools aren't shooting ranges.
Yeah. That was a golden opportunity for that.
Persona 4 Golden.
Yeah.
So tell me about it. How far did you get? How do you feel?
Okay. So I stopped playing like probably like 20 minutes after, maybe an hour after that. And I think I'm going to go back to it. But like what was I doing? Like I've been playing a lot of Dark Souls 1.
Fuck yeah.
Cuz I actually want to really beat that game cuz that's like a big one for me. So I've been kind of distracted by that. And I think I sent you that on was that Wednesday or Thursday?
I think you did send me a Dark Souls clip, I think.
I don't know. I sent you the Persona thing on Wednesday or Thursday.
Yeah, and Wednesday, Thursday, yeah.
Wednesday, yeah, or whatever. And I don't play games at all Friday, Saturday, Sunday just cuz it's work, and like when I work, I come home and I'm just like
Yeah.
So I think I'm going to go back to it this week and see. But I get a lot of fatigue, like, because I read a lot of, like, when you said earlier, like, do you read? I was like, not really, but I do. Like, I don't read books. I read stuff, like, on my computer and, like, I read a lot and I learn a lot of things, but I don't read, like, books, like, fiction or whatever. So like, yeah, I guess like I've always been like a nonfiction reader. So like I'll fucking read Wikipedia at work for fun. Just like,
yeah.
You ever go to the homepage of Wikipedia, bro? There's so much cool shit on the homepage. Like,
dude, it's
incredible.
I have like stupid knowledge when I was super into sports. I would just look up random stuff like who was the 1987 Heisman Trophy winner, just for some fucking shits of it. Like I know like who's won every NBA championship. I think from like 89 and on, maybe.
Yeah, I remember in high school we used to talk about that, and you were like, at that point you knew like everyone from like 1960 all the way to today.
Yeah, first two Super Bowl winners with the Packers, then the Jets.
Yeah.
Then like I think the fucking Vikings, bro, or something. Yeah, it's stupid knowledge that I've stored in. I just remember that stuff.
Dude, I had a similar thing. Like we were talking about like NBA big men, And I just fucking we ended up talking about Yao Ming, and I just riddled off,
Cow.
oh yeah, Yao Ming's an 8-time All-Star. Like I just knew that. Like
Dude, you do that? Like, I didn't know he was an eight-time
yeah.
All-Star.
It's
Like,
just like weird,
ew.
stupid basketball facts. Like like I know a lot of that shit because I watch this YouTube channel called Nonstop Sports,
Yeah.
and they talk about just like a bunch of all kinds of shit and for basketball. So yeah. So I've been I'll do like a lot of like basketball like random bullshit like whatever. So like I read a lot and I learn a lot of things, but like back to what I was saying, I get fatigued for like reading Persona 4 a lot because I already read quite a bit. So yeah. But so Persona 4, we'll see if I come back to it this week. And then Dark Souls, I'm about to go into the Painted World, which I don't really know what store because I've never been in there. But I got frustrated because I kept dying of like stupid deaths where like I'd fall off something, so I took a break. And I think I haven't been playing anything else. Dark Soul. I've been playing a little Red Dead 2. I played that for the last few. I started a new game because I hate the intro to that game where you're in the snow. I think it's so slow and boring.
Yeah, it's
I
so
fucking hate
slow, man. Like, I don't know if
it's so slow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So getting past that, I was like, okay, if I can get past that, then I'm good. So I was just like, ugh. So I got past it, and I might play that a little more, but I don't know. So yeah, what are you playing?
Before I answer that, how far did you get into Persona 4 Golden? Like, where did you stop?
I don't even remember, honestly.
Did you get to the first murder?
Yeah, that happened. Yeah.
Okay, what'd you think of that?
I don't really know anything about it yet. I just know that it's tied to the political guy, and they think it's like foul play, and they found her hanging from the telephone wire.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I know.
Okay.
So yeah.
All right, yeah. So you're like in the middle of it. Did you find any? Did you do any dungeons yet?
No. Actually, you know what happened the last time I played? I got sucked into the TV.
Yes.
And I stopped. It's like you're in the yellow gas. It's like hard. You can't see anything. Yeah, that's like where I stopped.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you haven't met Teddy yet. You haven't met that character.
Oh, okay. That was the last thing I remember is Teddy coming out. I was like, this is weird.
Dude,
Who is this guy?
It gets so good. Like, just like get into it and stuff because like you haven't unlocked your persona yet. I don't think, haven't you? I
think I got a flashback of it or something. That's a guess. I don't know. Like when you're in your room during the rainy night. I think you like see it or something. I don't know. That's a guess. That's me
guessing. Okay, yeah, you'll know. You'll know. Yeah, just go back to it like whenever you can. Like I don't expect you like beat it in the next month, but like it's like it's not a slog, but like I don't think it's supposed to be meant to be played like straight through. You know, like because it's the different days. You know.
Yeah.
How do you like that mechanic? Like the high school life, dude. High school is way different over there, isn't it?
Yeah, it's interesting. Like, I don't know. I haven't played that much of the game, but I know that high school is a bit weird in Asia.
Yeah, dude, they're like they're going to school on Saturday. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Fuck that.
So it's different cultures, man. It's very strange.
They have trimesters.
Yeah.
Weird, yeah.
Yeah. Weird stuff.
Yeah, weird stuff.
But like even in Europe they do school weird. Like I think American school is just like fucking different. Crazy. Like I don't know.
Yeah, it's dumb. But
I don't know.
I've been playing I haven't played any more of that Fire Emblem game that I got, but I have been playing I took the Switch with me. Like before work one time, this last week, I was just sitting, like, before I clocked in, I was just playing Octopath Traveler, like, in the parking lot for, like, an hour, bro. I was, like, enjoying myself. Like, this is nice. That's nice. Oh, it's so nice. Like, yeah, I'm playing that. I haven't, so, like, the name Octopath Traveler means, like, you can choose between, like, 8 party members. and so like you can only have 4 at one time. So I'm on the mission to get the 7th, and I'm about to get the 8th.
Okay.
So then like after that, like a bunch more mechanics are open up, and like that's like the kickstart to the journey, because like these 8 characters go through, and they have their own goals and quests to go on through, and like but they need help, right? And they only like, and a lot of people mention this, but like the only gripe with the game is that like these characters like don't interact with each other at all. They're just like, yeah, I need your help, and then just don't talk to each other again.
That's funny.
It's like reminiscent of like, not really, but I don't know why. Yeah, they just don't talk to each other. I guess like an old school RPG thing, but like it was a new thing at the time. Like this was the first game in that HD 2D style that's like beautiful like pixel art. So I guess like there had to been a sacrifice somewhere. But like the second one, they're gonna change that. Like the characters are gonna interact with each other. It's gonna be great. So yeah, and I had that game pre-ordered, but then I canceled it this past week. So I was like, I didn't even get to like jump into Fire Emblem yet. Like this game comes out late February. I'm gonna be still playing Fire Emblem, Persona. I'm low-key thinking of doing like a Fallout New Vegas like playthrough, or Fallout New Vegas or 3 let's play, right? Because I started like a Fallout 3 thing to get like 100% of the achievements, which is annoying. So I think I might just do like New Vegas and do the Legion. I might do a Legion playthrough.
Okay.
Just like fucking fists blazing, just like using like melee only, just fucking
Roman hoplite vibe.
Yeah, dude, just fucking shit up, man. It's turn on like that one perk, like Wacky Wasteland or whatever. Because like you see some like crazy shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I've been playing. Persona 5 Royal, played a little bit of that. I'm getting somewhere. I'm only on like the second like boss sort of like thing. Cause like you work up to the boss, and like because you steal their heart because they're terrible people. So you have to figure out like where they call themselves. So like the first one is a high school gym teacher who like abuses his he's a coach, and he's like a gym medalist, like an Olympic gold medalist, and so he coaches like volleyball for this high school, and he like, hardcore like abuses like the students there. Right,
he's like those gymnastics coaches in the Olympics that are like horrible.
And so like the whole point is that like you're taking their heart, so they have like a change of heart, so you have to steal like, and the whole thing's like a thief kind of like theme. So you steal their treasure to make them want to like change their ways, because now that they realize they don't have it, like, damn, I really did this. That's how it was. Like if you ever like get around to it, like you'll see. And so like that's the whole thing. Like, and we steal their heart, right? And like, it's like the whole dungeon is working up to like stealing that person's treasure. So I'm on the second guy, which is an art connoisseur, but like he like plagiarizes his students' work. And,
I see.
But, like he takes them in because like they're orphans or whatever. So like he takes them in, and then like steals their art, and like plagiarizes their artwork, and claims that it's his own. It's like, and then his pupils have to live with that, and so like that's fucked up.
Yeah, that's cool though. Okay.
Yeah. So that's where I am. I haven't turned on the Xbox. It's right here. You can't see it, but I haven't turned on the Xbox yet this week.
Damn.
Yep, that is it. 29-minute intro. Love to see it.
Damn. Hell yeah. Well, hopefully you guys enjoyed our glimpse into our personality.
Yeah,
it was a little bit deeper than normal.
Yeah, let's go, dude. Next week, we're doing, before we get into it, next week, Isha and I are going to do a spoiler cast for the God of War Ragnarok game that came out in November. I'm going to see, like, because I low-key don't want to turn off my face cam, so I might see if he let's see what his situation is. He might not have one, or like maybe his webcam or something like that. But yeah, that's what's going to be next week. This week, part 2, art and video games. Eddie, let's kick this off.
Oh yeah. Okay. Let me I got the document here. Let me do the screen share again so you can switch because I didn't do that. Like you told me to. Okay, here we go. All right, so now, all right, we don't need to switch yet, but I am gonna put this like halfway here. Okay. Right. Okay.
Watch
So
the
we
screen.
finished off at what?
This one right here, triangle strategy.
All right. Is it weird because it's like half? Okay.
Yeah, nah, it's
Should
better.
I go
Yeah,
full screen?
yeah, just go full screen.
Okay. Okay. Triangle strategy. Oh yeah, this was huge. I did a lot of research on this one. Okay. So all right, so I'll preface triangle strategy. I have not played it, but
Yeah.
essentially I saw a very similar vibe to kind of Bloodborne and what was the other one? Oh, okay, we'll just say kind of Bloodborne. So,
Mm-hmm.
there is a bit of a, I don't want to say obsession, but there's a resurgence of cultural interest in Japan for the Edwardian and Victorian era. So that would tell you exactly why Bloodborne looks the way it does.
Mm-hmm.
And also all the Souls games. There's a lot of sort of interest into that period. And part of that period, when it's fictionalized, is you get steampunk. I'm sure you've heard of steampunk before, but
Yes, I have.
yeah. So steampunk is kind of this. What would I call it? It's like an inspired version of the Victorian era Industrial Revolution Europe. Like kind of vibe where in the ideal steampunk reality, everything is steam powered and there's like a lot of smokestacks and everyone kind of dresses in these like lavish, kind of old world outfits that were they're a little bit dramatized in modern examples of it, but this
Mm-hmm.
is kind of what people in the Edwardian and Victorian era dress like, but it's very embellished.
Yeah, it reminds me
So
of like Inspector Gadget, Loki.
yeah. So like something a little bit more, see, like you'll get a lot of inspiration from this is real fashion in the late 1800s in Europe.
Yeah.
So um a lot of it is just an embellished version of what Victorian and Edwardian fashion was. So I saw a lot of let's go to triangle strategy.
Yeah, in this game, there's three kingdoms, and like each kingdom has its own like kind of art style sort of vibe.
Yeah. Yeah, I was because I haven't played the game. I thought that was what it was, but I didn't really figure
Yeah,
that out. But now you've confirmed it for me. So,
there is, and so like
um,
there's the desert area is like way like religious and stuff. It takes inspiration from like Middle Eastern sort of things because it's all sand, right? And the whole place of that area is like they're like a salt mining place. And apparently in this universe, like salt is like huge and like it's very valuable. And
yeah, so that's kind of a parallel to in a thematic sense to this era of like the kind of the hyper use of coal, lots of like steam power, coal power, early fossil fuel usage.
yeah,
But I took a lot of inspiration from looking at pictures like this. I need to
yeah,
open
dude,
it
that art
into like
style is just so
bigger.
cool. Like I like it. And
Yeah.
you see the one dressed in red, like the one that the people
Sure.
that are dressed in red, that's the S Frosty, and they more play into like like from what you're going on last episode, like more of like the brutalist area. And if you search just like triangle strategy, like S Frost, like AES Frost, yeah, S Frost right there. You can see like
Yeah.
look at that.
Yeah. So we'll open this guy. Look at here. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I was looking at this a lot. So the biggest ones I noticed. So we got these really high, like calf boots, capes, lots of buckles and leather. really extravagant like feathering and whatnot. There's a little bit of modern fashion in this as well. Like this is kind of like a Soviet era, like kind of Russian look. But some of it, like, it's really just like kind of that steampunk Victorian Edwardian stuff that I saw with this, and then some of the armor that I noticed people wearing. It would more reflect like Renaissance era armor, or maybe like very late ballistic armor. So like when guns first started being used in battle, there was armor that looked more like this that was still used. But we talk about armor a little bit later in this section. But yeah, definitely, you can see a parallel between this outfit here and stuff like this. Lots of like sharp corners, and everything's highly embellished, jewels, all kinds of stuff like that.
Yeah, and then look up Hyzance. You saw that in like the search engine, like Esfrost versus. Just look up Hyzance. Get rid of that. Just do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see this one. This.
Yeah, look at that picture. Yeah, because there's a huge wall. It's like almost like a Great Wall of China surrounding the whole area of Hyzance. And so, like, because they're very protected, because like salt's like the big thing in this world. I mean, look how they dress. They dress like look at the guy on the left, all the way to the left. He is like the second command, like this prophet figure you see in the middle.
Yeah.
Right. And there's questions on like, is like this prophet figure that they like so heartily believe in, is that even real? Like, or is it just like the guy on the left just like going behind like a curtain, like the wizard? It gave me Wizard of Oz vibes, low key. It's like how is like, is there really someone behind like the whole charade, or is it just like the guy whispering into like nothing and be like, oh yeah, oh yeah, tell him that, yeah, okay.
Yeah, so it's like someone kind of pulling the strings. I get that. Yeah. So we. Oh,
the
I guess all these
Saints
pictures are on this website.
Yeah, see that Seven Saints. Like even from that title, like it's more religious. Like it's all built like sandstone and everything like that.
Yeah. A lot of this I would say is Middle Eastern, Egyptian, especially with the jewels and the gold. That's definitely Egyptian, Arabic. You'll notice with a lot of like Golden Age Arabia, there's a lot of gold, a lot of super embellished looking stuff. So like all these engravings on the tower here, that's like Golden Age Arabia, like straight out the back. Like lots of capes and cloaks, hoods, even the makeup, the heavy eyeliner on her, that's definitely very Egyptian, Arabian kind of style. So definitely that's what I'm getting from them. These guys, it's more of that steampunk Victorian, a little bit of Renaissance with the armor. Even with these soldiers down here in the bottom, definitely Renaissance, or even like late ballistic armor, which we'll talk about later. But so we can also look at the third one here.
Glenbrook.
So this one, I think this one is a bit of an older age of Europe combined with some of that Victorian. So like right here, these hats, the cape, all the buckles, and the leather gloves.
That character is badass. Like I love that guy.
Yeah. Like that's like a armor set straight out of Bloodborne, especially with that hat with the feathering and even the haircut with the mask. That's very 1800s England, European industrial age. But some of this with this kingdom I noticed is a lot of more medieval era Europe. Things aren't as
European kingdom vibes, like the standard king and queen sort of stuff.
Even the armor, which you can see with these guys, it's definitely going to be a little bit older style. These big robes, and there's a lot less like metal and like manufactured stuff. So like even these high collars are a bit more Victorian, but like this dress here is definitely a little bit older style. So this one is kind of a mix, I would say, of the older medieval Europe and the more contemporary Victorian Europe. So this, I would say, is a combo of like Renaissance, Victorian, and a little bit of like kind of that Victorian with the ballistic armor and whatnot. But yeah. So the next point, so with the steampunk, we can see all of that just like I was talking about. But there's definitely a huge resurgence in Japanese culture of interest for this era. There's even an article just for Japanese steampunk.
Damn, really?
Yeah, but it's definitely a lot of animes are involved in this. So a lot of anime stories take place in that era. It's kind of like a huge deal. So even like, back in the 40s and the 50s with the early anime, early manga, you get kind of these steampunk realities. And then there were some later ones like, you remember the movie Atlantis? This is obviously American, Atlantis. Not an anime. That's super steampunky, super Victorian, especially the way they dress. Like, we can pull this up and zoom in. You can't really tell, but the way their outfits are super, super Victorian. See if we can get a different picture.
That should have been a franchise. That movie. They made two movies, huh? They made two.
I don't know. I'm not sure. Let's see.
Like positive they made two or something. Look at it.
We'll do sequel. No. Sequel. Direct-to-video sequel. Yeah, so it did exist.
Oh, yeah. A direct-to-video sequel.
Yeah. So, yeah, but let's see. Go back to here. We'll look at some more of like the anime and the manga. So, like, I like literally straight out the bag, like Steam Boy. Like these are like Boy. This one is about. I read a little bit about it. I think it's about like airships and stuff like that. Steam powered technologies. Yeah. So like Japan is low key obsessed with this aesthetic, and I kind of think it's really cool. So there's all kinds of stuff. Here's a great one that I saw pictures of, like the old airplanes, like from the early 1900s and stuff like that.
It's a Studio Ghibli movie, huh?
Let's see. Yes, it is.
Ah, interesting.
Yeah,
I gotta see that. Okay.
Yeah. So moving on. So kind of go a little bit deeper into the fashion. So like men's fashion of this era. So lots of embellishment, very profound collars, high collars, lots of accessories. Like you got your hat, you got your little ascot, you got the canes. Obviously, all this stuff in triangle strategy is like a dramatized version of this, but like these big suit coats and all this kind of stuff is like embellished in the fiction. So like if we go into here, see like the high collars, that's a huge trend in this era.
Yeah.
And then we can look at the women's fashion as well. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, so this is a great one because it has a lot of different examples. But you see like these buttons,
straight up inspiration,
these big coats that the women would wear, lots of big buttons, like everything's really loud and like the hats are big and everything's loud and very elegant, which I think is great. So like you look at this guy's coat and then we can compare it to this guy's coat, almost like a fucking to a T. It's like the same thing.
Yeah, exactly. It just has some like art shoulder armor plates on it.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, definitely you can see the parallels here.
Yeah, real quick. You see Ishan joined the Discord call like super quick.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah, he joined super quickly. Like the audience didn't see it, but I saw it. He joined really quick. Yeah, keep going.
That's funny. Funny. So yeah, shout out Ishan. Kind of look at this armor a little bit. So early modern period armor. Let me try to remember. Yeah. Okay. So this is kind of like, this is the armor I'm speaking of. So this is like early ballistic armor. So like this is the last armor that we used. Like that looks like armor, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So like this armor was made to stop bullets. Like people were shooting muskets at each other. That's what this is for.
Damn, really?
But yeah. So if because I think that, this is 1850. So like guns are a major tool in war. Like this is even past muskets. Like we're talking about like, revolving barrel or revolving chambers and like like cowboy guns, low key. Like,
Oh
so
yeah, you're
this
right.
is like,
1850s.
yeah. So like, yeah, definitely revolving barrels, like lever action, like real, like guns that are pretty modern. That's what this armor was stopping. So you look at Prince Charles III of Spain with a cute little smile on his face
Bro, that armor
in
looks
his armor.
sick. That's a sick
Yeah,
armor
right.
set right there.
It looks cool, isn't it? Yeah, but
Yeah.
so we look at this. So this is from the 1760s. So, and we want to compare it to even her armor here.
Mm-hmm.
Um, see if we can get up
Avlora, that's her
closer.
name. Yeah, dude, Avlora is sick, bro.
Can you spell that? Oh shit!
Avlora.
I think there's a picture of her on this
There
website
is.
actually.
Go down.
Her. There she is. Yeah.
Avlora.
So if we want to make a comparison here, so obviously the coloring is a fictional embellishment, but if we look at these large plates, lots of sharp detail, this is going to resemble when you get rid of these a lot. You see kind of these sharper embellishments. Everything looks a bit prettier.
Yeah.
Let's see. We can look at this too. Sharper embellishment. Yeah, just a lot more to work with here. And then, you know, a lot of, I would say like accessory to it. It looks like a little bit less practical by this point. It's a little fancier looking. You get that, you know, that gold, and you kind of get that with hers and whatnot. So, yeah. So then we can kind of look at some of the older armor. So this is gothic armor. So this is one of the most gorgeous pieces of armor I've ever seen in my life.
That looks
amazing.
so pretty. Holy
That's
crap,
so cool.
dude.
Yeah.
That is sick. Look at like the ridges and like the legs and stuff and the arms. Holy fuck.
Yeah, so that's where you see more of that. You see those really sharp details. It looks exactly like this, you know.
Yeah.
It's obviously fictionally embellished and original, but very, very similar. And the amazing thing about this armor set that I found is that this was made in like the 1400s, which is amazing. I think that's so crazy.
Oh,
here's a close up.
I want to know the man who made that, dude.
Incredible. Yeah.
Oh my
so for that to be made in the 1400s is incredible. But you see a total parallel. If she had a helmet, I'm sure it would look exactly like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So incredible craftsmanship. I saw this armor set and I said, "There's no fucking way." You know,
the best looking one I've ever seen, like in real life.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, Gothic armor. It kind of reflects the Gothic style. It's highly dramatized. Everything's sharp. Lots of little frilly little details all over the place. And then obviously it has its practical uses as well. Like by this point, I think there were probably early firearms. Probably weren't used that often, but cannons for sure were definitely used by this point. So a lot of this was to deflect shrapnel, arrows, whatnot. So yeah, so definitely a big influence with her and how the armor looks. And then we can kind of go back to here, looking at these guys down here. These little soldier dudes, definitely a similar vibe to this Gothic plate armor for sure. So yeah. Let's move on. And then another example of Gothic architecture, saw a lot of this in that game. I think we already went over this church, the one that took like 600 years to build. Yeah.
It's definitely, I definitely see that like in from what I played, like that it's definitely like familiar in like Hyzant and Esfrost. Not so much Glenbrook. Glenbrook's more typical medieval kingdom, king and queen sort of European stuff.
Exactly. Yeah. So yeah, I was definitely most entertained by this kingdom here because it was like, it's exactly what I love. It's like very Gothic. Some of this, like these houses, they're a bit more Nordic, but when we talk about Skyrim here in a second, we'll really get to be familiar with that.
Yeah, Esfrost, dude, fuck Esfrost. Like the way I played, fuck Esfrost, bro. Fuck those guys. They're a bunch of dicks.
All right, so
moving on to the next game, or we got some more to talk about.
We got one more. So last what I saw was so Norman England was like early 12th century, I believe, 11th and 12th century. So like this is like the thousands and the 1100s. With this stuff, I was trying to remember. Yeah, so like some of these buildings I was seeing a lot of in the game. So like these big, let's go back to here. These big kind of stone things.
Yeah, dude, search up the Kingdom of Glenbrook. You'll see that's pretty much what it's after. Kingdom of Glenbrook.
Okay, let's look here. Yeah, so yeah, definitely like a little bit older style. Holy shit, hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so yeah, more traditionally medieval. Things are a bit less embellished. This is like right before or right during the Gothic period would start.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, things aren't as insane looking. It's a little bit more flat. Excuse me. Flat looking, less embellishment, less metal. Yeah. So definitely cool. But I think we are moving on to the next game.
All right.
Oh, we're going to Dead Space.
Dead Space.
We talk about Dead Space?
Maybe. I think it had to do with like Star Wars similarities. But
yeah.
Side topic. Dead Space remake that came out, dude, I've heard it's better than Callisto. Like that's how good they did on the remake. Like it's worth playing that one versus the original.
Damn.
Like very good things. Like new game it's actually hard. Like to get 100%, like you have to have 2 playthroughs cuz like hard mode, like there's a difficulty to unlock like from after hard mode. You have to beat the game on hard to get like maddening or whatever. And then there's like you have to like use only the plasma cutter the whole playthrough.
Oh geez. Wow.
Yeah, dude, look up a review for that. Like it's super good. Dead Space remake.
Yeah, boom. Right away.
Boom.
89, 4.9, like fucking crazy. Yeah.
It's crazy how much it like blew like Callisto Protocol like out of the water.
Yeah, everybody seems to like this. So that's awesome. Hell yeah. Absolutely.
Just check that out, man. Check out Dead Space. It's like it's on my wish list, to be honest.
Yeah, so let's kind of look at some of the art in Dead Space. This is pretty quick. This won't be much. Kind of definitely takes influence from the Scorn guy. I can't remember his name.
H.R. Geiger.
Yeah, H.R. Geiger. We'll look at more of his just so people have an example. Definitely more of this very odd science fiction, I'd say medieval type style that we were talking about last time. Let's find a good example. I mean, they're all pretty good, but let's like kind of look at, where's that one I was thinking of? Yeah, like this stuff. Hold on. Yeah, so okay, I accept your cookies. Yeah, so big thing I noticed with his art is there's a lot of like stringy stuff, and that kind of just makes it increases the anxiety of the piece, I would say, because there's like so much going on, like visually stimulating you. Like that's what makes you feel so uncomfortable when you see it. Yeah. There's just a lot going on, and there's a lot of like uncanny things that looks very human, and you see a lot of things that look human in very uncomfortable situations. Like, you know, like I see like a small, like almost like a baby just in this metal entanglement so of hell. Like, yeah,
so uncomfortable.
Yeah. So definitely with Dead Space, like similar vibes for sure. A lot of stringy stuff, a lot of everything's made out of metal. Even the monsters in this game. Let's take a look here, see if we can find anything. Yeah, so like really like uncanny human-ish looking things. Yeah, like gross, things that make you anxious, which is exactly what Geiger's art does. So like, yeah, you see a lot of stringy stuff, things that look human but they're not. Yeah, spiky, things that kind of resemble reptilian vibe, like, the spines on the back of this guy, like, and this weird tail with the bone spike on the end. And here's some concept art. So yeah, lots of spikes, reptilian features on humanoid looking characters, metal everywhere, stringy pipes and wires all over the place. So yeah, Dead Space, super H.R. Geiger, sci-fi, Star Wars inspired. Yeah. So
Sure.
Pretty interesting.
Check out Dead Space. Fucking
Check
great
out Dead
horror
Space.
game.
Hell yeah. Yeah, so Dead Space. Okay. Another big whammy here. Skyrim. This game is pretty cool. So Skyrim takes a lot from medieval times, obviously, but we'll kind of go into some more specifics about medieval times. So looking at a couple of pictures here, especially like this courtyard. I think this was in the Harry Potter movie. I'm pretty sure. One of them, at least.
It feels like it.
Yeah. But yeah, a lot of stuff like this. So lots of arches, highly embellished architectural pieces, stonework, less metal. Yeah, cobble roofs. You see those everywhere in Skyrim. Like we can look at that right away. So like if we look at Skyrim art, what is that called? Skyrim
Riverwood?
Just hold on.
Concept art.
Oh, those are going to be pictures of the concept art. That's what we want. Concept art. Here we go. Okay, so yeah, here we go. So this is Whiterun. Yeah. So here we'll actually switch examples to this. Not this. Is that the only one I did? Oh, we'll look at the boathouse. The boathouse is cool.
Boathouse.
Yeah. So this one looks like Riften to a T. That was the first thing I thought.
Oh,
so we'll look at Riften real quick. Riften
art.
Concept art. Yeah. Okay. Perfect fucking example. Yeah. When I saw that boathouse. Yeah. When I saw that boathouse, I was like, this is it. So, okay, we gotta go down a fucking rabbit hole of a billion links to see this. Okay, here we go. Yeah, so looking at this, not here, boathouse. Okay, so boathouse to this guy. So boathouse, we got a lot of, it almost looks like tree branches, like it's built into trees, which is something. Some of that is a functional use. So like during this time, like if a tree's in the ground, like it's going to take less effort to cut the whole thing, or it's going to take less effort to not cut the whole thing down and like use it as part of your building. So rather than cutting up these logs into little boards and whatnot, they would just use the whole log as part of the building. You see that directly right here. You can see these logs on this house. All the tree branches kind of conspiring into this one point. You get those in these little embellishments up here in the boathouse. So yeah, log right here, logs, everything it's like you put a tree and you made it into a building. Like it's not cut up into little wood pieces. And see more of these kind of slate tile roofs, cobbly looking roofs for sure. Let's see. So that was the boathouse. Let's look at, we'll look at this next.
Oh,
so this is a church.
Absolutely. Look at that. That's straight up like Skyrim right there.
Dragon's Reach. Yeah, so we'll look at Dragon's Reach here. Yeah, so here's Dragon's Reach, which is the, what would you call it? The Jarl's home.
Yeah, it's like the main building in Whiterun.
It's like, yeah, it's where the government and like the local king, like a jarl means lord. That's what that means in Nordic culture. So he's like the local lord of this little area, and this is where he lives, and this is where he conducts all of his lordly duties. And this is like almost a fucking 1-for-1 of old Nordic churches from this era. So
Yeah,
like this
dude.
guy, it's like the same
It's
building. It's
very
literally the same
reminiscent.
thing.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So you get these really, there's a lot of verticality to it. You can see that here. Like this is a massively tall building. Like, a person is about the size of my mouse here at the door. So like if you
Yeah.
look here, you can just see how massive this is. Yeah, lots of this kind of that slate tile roofing I was mentioning earlier, spiry details. Let's see if I had another example. On the interior, you see this kind of interior in Skyrim's buildings everywhere.
Everywhere, dude.
First thing I can think of is like Jarl of Falkreath. Uh, his little chamber looks very, very similar. If I can find a photo of it,
you'll have to search the
can't.
building of where it is.
Isn't it Lakeview Manor? Oh no, that's not it.
That's the player
That's
house.
the house.
That you can have, yeah.
What is it called? It'll say.
Where is it? Where is it? Interactions. Oh my gosh.
Is it Blue Palace? Yeah, this one. No, definitely not. Okay, fuck. Hold on. Wouldn't it say? Okay, let's go to Falkreath.
Falkreath Hole.
Thane, capital city. Okay, here we go. To the city. Okay, we'll look at this real quick. Just for an example. So, once again, verticality in the Jarl's little house, very tall. But just to do a little sidebar before we're gonna look at some. So, I actually learned something when I was learning about the architecture of Skyrim, and that's what vernacular architecture is. So, vernacular architecture is an architectural style that is not formed from any sort of education. This is like people who are like living on the range. They're the people that make vernacular architecture. Like this is made by just people. This is not informed by any sort of like architect or expert builder or anything like that. It's just like practical housing, practical farm shit. Like, yeah. So
on the range.
Yeah, these grass roofs. This is in Estonia, by the way. So kind of Eastern European, Northeastern European. So these grass roofs, definitely very similar. Like these are more hay, but definitely similar on that, right? We can look at some other examples here. Let's look at this guy. Yeah, so more like it's probably like a thatch roof or something like that. It's definitely made out of plants. It's very similar to this. Lots of wood because wood is easy to find. It's easy to work with. You make your house out of big logs, and that's it. Yeah, so let's find out what the inside of the building looks like. Points of interest, Jarl's residence, Jarl's longhouse. Here we go. Yeah, so once again, lots of verticality, plant-made roofs, logs everywhere, because it's easier to build with logs than cut them up into boards. Let's see if we can get a view from the inside. Maybe not.
Maybe not.
Nope.
A bunch of Elder Scrolls Online.
Yeah. Fucking goddamn it. Okay, whatever. But yeah, the insides of these buildings look super, super similar to this. Zach can attest to that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You can just imagine the Jarl kind of sitting in this center position, and those rooms on the left and the right where like the court mages and whatever. So yeah. And then let's see. Architecture of Norway. There was a little bit. Yeah, so here's some more of those grass roofs. Yeah, definitely.
Very Lord of the Rings inspired right there.
Yeah, for real. Here's another one of these churches.
Oh my god.
Quite incredible. Yeah, lots of verticality. Everything's wood. And here's another one.
Those are Impressive, dude. Look at that.
You can really look at these little bits down here, the embellishment. That's super. You see that in Skyrim everywhere. Little embellishments like that. What else do we got? Yeah, but this basically the reason I show this architecture of Norway is a lot of architecture in Skyrim and art and clothing and everything is very Nordic influenced rather than like more Central or Western Europe. Most of the games that we've talked about so far have been more Western European, but this is more modern stuff. But like if we stay in sort of the ancient stuff or older stuff, a lot of it's more Nordic influenced for sure in Skyrim, which is Viking medieval era for
Very
sure.
much. Game's crawling with it.
Absolutely. So we'll move on to Far Cry 5.
Far Cry 5, dude. Speaking of Ishan, I remember exactly like playing this game. I remember getting the steelbook and everything, putting it in, playing with Ishan in the party. Far Cry 5 was awesome. I love that game, dude.
Yeah. So we'll pull up some screenshots here.
Takes place in Montana. Was it? Just letting you know.
Yes. Let's find concept art. Okay, so we'll kind of look at first thing. I'm gonna say it was a little bit challenging to find stuff for this one, but I made it work. Because it was really just like finding a term for like what these houses are. Because like you see these all over the Midwestern United States. Every house looks like this one right here. This little white one right here.
Yeah.
See if I can, or even this stuff like, Jesus, these images are getting smaller and smaller. Here we go. Yeah. So like these old barns, they're fucking all over the country, everywhere. So I was trying to figure out like what is this called? Like is this a style? Like obviously like you can pick out its influences. Like you can even see similarity to that Nordic architecture we were just talking about. With the very sloped roofs, lots of verticality. But I couldn't really pin a term to it until I started to look a little bit deeper. So when I looked at, so this is after I found out about, show me North America, Far East Asia, Southeast, Australia, Europe, North America. Okay. Yeah. So I was just kind of like looking for stuff like this. Like this is just, this is architecture.
It's America.
Yeah, this is America to the fucking T. Yeah. So this is more of that vernacular architecture. Like this is what people built when we were exploring West. And
it's really easy to build like those kind of. It's really easy to build those kind of houses. I mean, just look at it.
It's very simple. Yeah. It's got a brick foundation. It's a triangle and a rectangle on top of each other.
Literally.
There's no fancy embellishments. Like the fanciest thing on this house is this banister. That's it. And that's not fancy by any means. Like the stairs, like this is all really, really simple looking.
It's like a starter house in Minecraft.
Exactly. Yeah. So you see this everywhere in this game. So yeah, like I said earlier, like this White House right here, super middle America, simple looking, not much to show for. Lots of you see these very simple buildings all over the place. Yeah, just it's a rectangle with a triangle on top of it. Yep, there's nothing else to it.
Literally just that. Yeah, just look at the churches. It's very. Yeah. Because when did we find Montana? Like when did Montana become a state? That can really like pinpoint like the kind of architecture we're seeing.
Well, it would have been later, probably in the 1800s sometime.
So yeah, very much like on the frontier sort of vibes.
Yeah, for sure. Frontier vibe. That's frontier, a perfect example.
Civil War sort of.
Yeah. So this is in the southeast in Mississippi, but very similar once again. This is a little bit more formal.
It is.
You would call this formal, this is like American colonial style. I think so. Hold on.
Yeah, it's definitely.
Oh no, Creole. Excuse
What's
me.
Creole?
Creole.
Okay.
So Creole, I believe it describes. I think it's a ethnic group that predominantly is from the southeast. I don't quote me on that. I think that's completely wrong, but I don't
Yeah.
think it's wrong. But yeah. So yeah, it's yeah, ethnic group that is predominant in the southeast of in the U.S. and this is their architectural style, which obviously you see if we go back to that little White House from earlier. This guy, yeah. So even those little windows right here, exactly the same as these guys.
Yep. 100%.
Same roof, poles and pillars on the deck out there, and yeah. So yeah, definitely some Creole architecture in there, and then I have one more for the colonial, and then another one just popped into my head that I will also show. Yeah, but here's some colonial, really simple. Once again, everybody has a wraparound porch.
Yeah.
Stilts. It's a square with it's a rectangle with a triangle on top of it. They're all the same.
All the same. Very simple.
Yeah. Very simple. You get these kind of state houses, like Georgian houses, lots of windows. Everyone talks about, the shutters are very famous. It's like very famous to the style. You get some brick in here. I didn't see much brick in the Far Cry 5 stuff, but it's mostly due to the fact that this game represents more of a modern time period. But once again, really simple. Square, triangle, done. Porch with banister, done.
Done. Yeah.
So, yeah, the last thing I'm going to show is so this is actually goes back to Gothic Revival. I will show you something quite interesting. This is a part of Gothic Revival that is ignored or forgotten quite often, but let me find it. Here we go.
Often. Oh, look at that church.
There you go. So, let's find that in the concept art again with all the guns and this. Yeah. Oh, my cat wants
there it is.
Okay. Yeah, there's the church there. Take a gander at that.
Yeah, look at that. Like you see those kind of churches like all around like America, and so like it's maybe more so in the southeast.
Yeah, it's definitely a huge one is I know all the Mormon churches have that style, all of them.
Oh yeah, dude. The Mormon church at our high school.
Yep, exactly. Yeah. So Mormon churches, a lot of Protestant churches, and this one's in California, so it's not like it's only in certain areas. Yeah, but this is called American Gothic. This is American like North Gothic, American Gothic. I think this is it's the Gothicness that it has is you have these big spires, really embellished, sharp looking windows.
Oh shit, my bad. My laundry's done.
Yeah, but this is like a very subdued version of Gothic, but you see it all over the U.S., like everywhere, especially with churches. It's like a big one. Yeah, so to a T, same thing right there. But yeah, see if we can pull up anything else. Maybe this one.
If it'll load.
Please. Yeah, another church. Or this is like a gazebo. Same thing. This is that American Gothic style. Go away, American Furniture Warehouse. Oh, here's a great one. Look at this guy down here. Look at that.
Oh yeah.
To a T.
There you go.
Yeah. So we'll look back to that church. Boom, right there. Yeah, so this guy, or it's called Carpenter Gothic. Houses small churches and common in North America. So, like I said, it's American Gothic. This is what it looks like. Light frame construction. It's easy to build. Like you'll see this a lot in the Amish communities as well. They look kind of like similar vibe. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. And then we got Sea of Thieves.
All right, we can do, because we're at an hour and 14. So, we're almost done too.
Yeah. So we have Sea of Thieves, Live Rancher, Speedrunners, and Sunset Overdrive.
Think we just knock these out?
Yeah, we can go. We'll just we'll get through them. All right, so Sea of Thieves. It's a pirate game, evidently.
Yes, it's a very much co-op pirate game. So lots of
Yeah.
Caribbean and not much to say, like just pirate themed culture.
Yeah. Yeah, there is a little bit to it that I could research, but it's Caribbean piracy. That's the aesthetic. So, lovely blue oceans and gunfire. So
Pretty much.
yeah. I did find some pretty wonderful looking paintings, which we'll get to in a second if I can't find anything else in this article. Yeah, but we can look at the fashion, the tricorn, which is what these hats are called.
Yeah.
Very prevalent in pirate media, as I would call it.
Yeah.
Pirate-based media. These long kind of trench coat looking things. I'm not sure what they're specifically called, but that was very telling of the time period. So like we're looking at late 1400s to probably the mid 1800s was this period.
Yeah. Mid 1800s.
Yeah. So and then we get the swords with the fancy looking hand guards, lots of buttons, and this was all just fashion of the time. And it kind of gets pinned to piracy, but it was just like what people dressed with.
I'm always interested in those like those hand guards for the swords because like do you think they actually work when they use it?
I think the really like the overly fancified ones, like this one's not too terribly bad. But they do have their purpose because when you lock swords and you don't have a hand guard, then the person locking with you can just like force down and cut your whole hand off.
Oh god.
So with this guard here, so like if you're caught in a sword lock and you go down this side, it's just gonna brush off. It might cut your forearm or something. If you get caught down on this side, it'll lock in, and then you can counter or riposte or whatever that may be. And then on this side, it prevents you from taking like a side strike or something like that. It's basically everything to protect your hand. It does have purpose, but obviously, if sharp blades are flying around, somebody's going to lose a hand at some point.
At some point.
Yeah. So here's a good example. This is a sword without a really embellished handguard, but you still see it there. It's right there. Mm-hmm. Got these old style sailing ships, palm trees. Let's see, anything else in this one? Yeah, that's about it. Games, Sea of Thieves. Boom, right there.
Oh,
see?
Look at that.
Yeah. So Caribbean piracy. So here's some paintings I found, or one painting I found that I thought was quite beautiful. So this is called Bombardment of Algiers, and the artist is called Chambers. I don't know his first name, but I thought this was quite intense looking. 1816, we're looking at Romantic period art. This is a period of art that is it's called Romantic because everything is romanticized. Everything is very dramatic looking, lots of color contrast. Realism, drama. So like you see that here with the fire in the background, like this ship is just completely engulfed in flames, and like the dark colors kind of make everything look downtrodden and a bit sadder, and then even you can see the bullets flying into the water with these little pins here. So like this is a battle, like this is really happening, and the smoke is just engulfing these ships over here on the left side, and these guys are, this guy's, laying in the lifeboat, he's dead, and it's just a lot of drama, and that was a big part of this period of art. But it also retains sort of a realistic view, like these boats actually looked like this, which I think is absolutely incredible. There's no like fictional embellishment, it's more of like a realistic fictional embellishment.
Yeah.
So move on, and then Pirates of the Caribbean. That's a massive inspiration for this game. If there are any pictures, no. Okay.
Like the biggest.
Hold on. We can go to. Let's see. music, runtime. Let's go to
Might
this
as well
one.
just look up art.
Yeah.
Curse of the Black
Yeah.
Pearl.
Pirates of the Caribbean concept art.
Did you know that
Yeah,
was
so pirate stuff.
Did you know it was a ride beforehand?
I did not.
Yeah, it Pirates of the Caribbean was a legit like ride at Disney World or Land or whatever, and they took that. I was like, yo, let's make a movie out of this ride in this theme
How
park.
funny. Yeah. So concept art for oh my god, go away. Yeah. So basically relevant to the times, interior would look like that. These are what European cities would look like. You know, Caribbean sandy beaches, lovely clear blue water, and then there's some fictional embellishment with these caves and whatever, but big ships like this, yeah. So hell yeah.
Awesome.
Sea of Thieves. Definitely cool. Hello, Far Cry. All right. Okay. Slime Rancher. I couldn't really figure anything out. It kind of goes back to that American vernacular architecture. But it's also got a little bit of spaciness to it. So we'll kind of look at Slime Rancher photos.
Oh, yeah, dude, Space Western. I was like, that seems very much Slime Rancher, because like you're corralling a bunch of slime like you're some fucking farmer, dude.
Yeah. So that's not really a good example. Let's see if there's anything better. Show me something. Yeah, the concept art in this game is a little bit more cartoonish, which makes sense because the game is quite cartoonish. But let's see.
Just look at like the main character that you can see.
Yeah. Okay. Let's look at this. Yeah. So this is like the ranch that I remember.
Yeah.
So super sci-fi, but a lot of it resembles like practical things in like the real world, like these fences, like these wooden stairs over here. Definitely like kind of American-esque vibe. Slime Rancher, main character. Yeah. Fashion wise, definitely a little retro, especially with this jacket, it being a little bit more cropped with this large kind of hood. Big belt, kind of the seat belt style. Yeah, this is really just a retro kind of fit. So that goes more into that retro futurism, space western, sci-fi kind of stuff. Yeah, baggy shorts, big pockets, the fingerless gloves. It's really 80s, 90s fashion. Yeah. But like the environment, I would say, is like space western with an emphasis on the space.
Yeah, very much emphasis, yeah.
Yeah. So, and then a little bit, I would say, of like Japanese art influence, especially with the character design with the Band-Aid and the really red buttony nose, and yeah. So cool.
I like that. Yeah. Like Slime Rancher. Check that out. Number 2 came out.
Yeah. So speedrunners, definitely speedrunners. Let's see. Let's get a good idea of what this looks like. Yeah. Okay. We'll look at this. So this is super pop art, Art Deco vibe. Yeah. Especially this font. So we'll look at the Art Deco first. Yeah. So like this is from, I believe, the 20s. Yeah. So, it's not really realistic looking, but it is. Like that's kind of the fine line we're drawing here. So like these characters are like heavily embellished. Lots of comic book inspiration.
Comic-y, yeah.
Yeah.
Comic-y pop
font
art.
is very like mid-century America advertisement vibes. Kind of looks like the Jetsons, so it's probably influenced by quite a bit of those old cartoons from the 60s and the 70s. Let's see. Yeah, we can look at this one. That's a good one too. Yeah. So Yeah, definitely like kind of not abstract, like kind of funny comic-y character design, and
Bold
so that comes from
lines
that.
and stuff.
Yeah, so pop art, we can look at some examples like comic. This is called Drowning Girl. Lots of black lines, very sharp contrast, very like unrealistic but realistic at the same time. And then we got another one. This one I showed earlier when we were talking about, I can't remember something, but yeah. So like
Fallout.
lots of colors, fun fonts. Uh, yeah, that's what I would go for with speedrunners for sure. And we'll go through. I think we just have Sunset Overdrive. Yeah.
Sunset Overdrive, a very stylistic game. What could you find?
Lots of colors. So Sunset Overdrive. Boom. Okay, let's look at concept art. Boom. All right. Here we go.
Look at that.
Yeah, this is a great photo. Hopefully. Okay, here we go. So just looking at this, like, whoa, there's a lot going on. That's the first thing I would say. You're definitely getting a nice combo here of like modern architecture, especially with this building back here with the heart on it. Very sharp, rectangular, geometric.
Is that from the game, or is that like an art piece?
This is an art piece. This is concept art.
Of the game, though?
This is all of the game. Yeah.
That's the game?
What do you mean?
So. Oh, yeah, no, it is. Yeah. I don't remember that like in the game at all.
Oh, okay. Well, this is just concept art. So
yeah, I know. I was like,
take it with a grain of salt.
Wow, yeah, that's crazy. Look at all that color.
Yeah, lots of color. So definitely like we could go like, this is all modern architecture. Like you'd see this building in New York, this brick and whatnot. Yeah, so modern architecture mixed with like the style of the game itself is super pop art, like very, very high contrast of colors, a lot going on in your eyes. And then like, some of the more cartoony stuff is, I would say definitely a lot of Japanese anime influence, like the little hearts. And like, you remember what we saw there at the art museum down in Phoenix, like, lots of logos and just like little embellishments kind of just everywhere. That I would say is about it for that. But I thought the most interesting thing about this game was more about like character, like what he wears.
Yeah.
Because it's like it's just like punk rock, which I thought was kind of fun. So we'll look for some good examples. Yeah. Yes, we'll go here first. So like the mohawks, lots of color, lots of accessories, lots of metal. So we'll look at what's his name, the character?
You create your own character.
Okay. But in the trailer or like
yeah, that's just like the default like character creator. He doesn't really have, because you choose his name and everything, so it's like
okay. Sunset Overdrive main character. Yeah, so we'll just look at like, this is what I was thinking of.
Yeah, the cover guy.
Yeah. So we got the jean jackets with all the buttons and the pins. You got spikes, spiky belts, wallet chains, tattered up, ripped jeans, mohawk, gloves. He's not wearing much jewelry, which is a little strange, but like, yeah. And then if you look here, so like this is character creation, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So right away, like with her, the spikes, that's super punk. The dyed hair with the side sweep. This guy's pants for sure, with like the weird like stitches on the pockets. With the white belt, it's kind of dangling. The vest, not so much, but the whole aesthetic is kind of punk because it's like a little avant-garde, a little
It looks like straight from my Guitar Hero right there.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. So the jean jacket with all the pins, boots, the rolled up pants, fingerless gloves, hair embellishments in the hair. So like he's got little wraps and he's got these metal things and lots of necklaces. So yeah, super punk fashion. You can see that exactly with these two right here. So lots of jewelry, really like intense, like all these cuts in the mesh and whatnot. Like all that stuff is super prevalent in this game, which I thought was really fun. So yeah,
absolutely. That game is very stylistic and like its choices.
Yeah. So yeah, this guy, jean jacket, same everything that we've talked about so far.
Hell yeah, man. It's fucking sick.
That's it. But I will add a couple of my favorites for next episode. And
Part 3, baby.
Part 3. Hell yeah. All right. So hold on. My Discord is like bugged out.
Okay.
Like
switch
really
back
bad.
to you. They can see you. Doesn't matter.
Okay. Dude, it is so bugged out. Okay, whatever. Like I'm looking at a black screen. Dude, it looks fucking so bad. I don't know what it is. Okay. Yeah, so I'll add a couple of my games that we didn't cover that I'm interested in the architecture or style or fashion or whatever that may be. And yeah, we'll talk about a little bit more. Not next week because Zach and Ishan will be doing the God of War episode, but
God of War Ragnarok.
the week after that, we will return to the art little mini series that we're doing, and then we'll move on to a different topic that we don't know what to do yet. So
yeah, we'll figure that out.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you so much, Eddie, for like all that research and like the research you're gonna do for your games in particular. I'm excited to look about that. But yeah, thank you guys. This is different what we're doing. Definitely from like we did a news roundup and then we went straight into this. So
Yep.
definitely different. But that's the kind of show that like we want to like put on, and like it's our show. Like if we were trying to be mainstream, well, I mean we already tried that, got no views. So the four of you out there, like we have a core audience, like without counting YouTube, we have like a core audience of like maybe 4 on like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, stuff like that. Core audience of 4, maybe. It's like the audience size. And then like YouTube,
Yes.
I want to say like counts for like 5 more people. So maybe 10 if people aren't double dipping watching it. So thank you guys. And closing comments?
Let's see. Enjoy art and learn about it. It's quite interesting. There's a lot to look at and there's a lot to learn. And support your local artists. Don't do the fucking AI art generator bullshit because it's
I hate that,
taking advantage.
Man.
Oh, it's so bad. I'm going to rant about that really quick just so people know. So the AI art stuff is bad because it uses real human beings' art without their consent as a reference for the algorithm. So every time you use that, it's like you're stealing. So don't do that. Don't use AI art generation. Try to avoid purchasing art from like big corporations that are doing shitty reprints like fucking Amazon and all that stuff. Try to buy direct from artists as much as you possibly can, or buy used art like I do all the time at the thrift store. Like I got this beautiful, you can't really see it, but it's like this fucking gorgeous impressionist painting of a boat in the middle of a river for $9 at a Goodwill, and it's like a big canvas that would have cost me like $80 if I bought it new. So yeah, please try to go about the art world in an ethical way. Go to the art museum, support it. They need money because they don't get funding, so help them, please. That's my rant.
Good rant. Yeah, support the artists. Like local artists are awesome. Like always support human art, you know.
Yes. Stop the AI art.
Yeah,
shit. I hate that.
Nah, it's stupid. Like we're not there. We should never be there.
No.
But yeah, that's the episode. We hope you guys have a good week, and we'll catch you next time for the God of War Ragnarok spoiler cast. See ya.
Woo. Bye.